Hello everyone, I'm a Broken Robot. When it comes to the world of American television, families have always been a staple of sitcoms, dramas, and even action thrillers. From Full House to Everybody Loves Raymond, even when the 2000s rolled around, sitcoms based around families were nothing short of an expectation for primetime television. However, ironically enough, easily one of the most famous American TV families aren't even played by real people. The Simpsons, debuting in 1989, created by Matt Groening, is one of the most recognizable American families in the world. In the 90s, some news sources even claimed that The Simpsons were more recognizable than Jesus Christ. However, what many fans forget about The Simpsons is that The Simpsons actually got their big break, not as a standalone comic strip or TV series, but as bumper shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. While it's well-known Simpsons trivia that America's favorite yellow family started as a series of rushed, poorly made shorts to pan out a mildly popular sketch comedy show, few remember Tracy Ullman's various attacks on both the Simpsons brand and the wider Fox network, due to a mix of spite and trying to stay relevant in an era that didn't value sketch comedy. But before we can discuss Tracy Ullman's one-man campaign against the Simpsons at the height of their popularity, first let's discuss how we got here in the first place. Tracy Ullman is a British-American singer, stage actress, dancer, and comedian. From a young age, it was obvious that she had a knack for entertainment, with her siblings commenting that during their rather depressing childhood, Tracy would put on shows and plays to entertain her siblings and mother for some much-needed fun. Despite wanting to be a dancer, when Tracy reached her 20s, she attended the Italia Conti School of Theatre Arts in London, where she would grow to enjoy not only stage acting but singing and comedy. After graduating, Tracy spent the first year of her career as a commissioned cabana singer, but got her big break when signed on as a writer and actor for the British sketch comedy show A Kick Up the 80s, and later an acting role in the British sitcom Three of a Kind. Despite her lack of interest in working in TV, she ended up moving to the United States in the mid-80s in hopes of making it in the growing LA TV scene. Thanks to her experience and her ties to British television, Tracy Ullman was approached by the budding Fox network, asking if she'd like to have a comedy show. After multiple direction shifts and budget cuts, on April 5, 1987, The Tracy Ullman Show would debut on the Fox network as their second ever primetime flagship show. The Tracy Ullman Show took heavy inspiration from other shows like Saturday Night Live and later on Whose Line Is It Anyway, but with a unique spin on things. While The Tracy Ullman Show was famous for its live, unedited recordings of comedy sketches, it also hosted music, stage shows, and even the occasional sit-down conversation with Ullman herself. A key feature of The Tracy Ullman Show was its commercial bumpers to play in between sketches and break up the run times. These bumpers ranged from live action to stop motion to regular animation, which is where Matt Groening came into the picture. After multiple years in LA working dead-end jobs to try and support his floundering cartoon career, Matt Groening got his big break when his indie comic, Life in Hell, found itself on the desk of Fox executives. Life in Hell was a short-lived comic series that reflected what Matt considered the worst years of his life while living in the slums of 1980s Los Angeles. Despite the comic's abrasive and semi-taboo nature, Fox figured it would be perfect for a show that was already semi-taboo among Americans, like The Tracy Ullman Show. Unwilling to give up the rights to Life in Hell, Matt would brainstorm a fictional family loosely based on his own family back in his home of Portland, Oregon. The Simpsons shorts were originally very poorly made at the time, with Matt Groening having a very basic knowledge of computer animation, preferring hand-drawn animation, which forced animators on The Tracy Ullman Show to poorly trace the physical drawings for animation. Despite Ullman herself disliking the look and style of the bumpers, no one could have expected just how popular the 48 individual bumper segments would have been. In Season 1 of The Tracy Ullman Show, The Simpsons only appeared a few times. After Season 1, and for the rest of the series' existence, The Simpsons would become a part of every episode due to just how popular they were. The lovable oaf of Homer Simpson represented an accurate reflection of the American family, unlike the sitcoms of the era, and the mischievous Bart Simpson quickly became popular among the slacker mentality of Gen X. As time went on though, the ratings for The Tracy Ullman Show began to fall. While Season 1 was dominated by comedy sketches and singing numbers, the later seasons were padded out with dance routines and a lack of music that clashed with the Season 1 audience. Despite the dwindling number of positive reviews of the show, the viewership stayed consistent mostly due to The Simpsons shorts. At this point, lead director James L. Brooks and the wider Fox network began to see the writing on the walls. As The Simpsons began to become more and more entangled with the diminishing popularity of The Tracy Ullman Show, some Fox executives considered separating the two. In 1989, the Fox network greenlit a standalone time slot for a full-length Simpsons animated sitcom. While the early episodes had rough animation which made some critics poke fun at the experimental new take on the American sitcom, a mix of public hysteria and what the internet now calls Bart mania quickly led to the show becoming the Fox network's flagship show. In 1990, when asked to return to the bargaining table, Tracy Ullman herself ended her show, claiming that the Fox network's lack of confidence in her show's primetime slot made her desire to simply cut her losses altogether, ending the show after just 4 seasons. In one 2016 interview, she said, quote, "I knew once The Simpsons weren't on my show, people wouldn't treat it the same." Despite the show's early success, by 1991 the average American knew the Tracy Ullman Show simply as the show that The Simpsons came from. As a token of goodwill, Simpsons headrunners James L. Brooks and Matt Groening personally asked Tracy to make a cameo on the show in the episode Bart's Dog Gets an F as a dog-obedient schoolteacher. While from James L. Brooks' perspective, this was a way of burying any ill feelings between the two parties, just a month after the episode debuted, Tracy Ullman would attempt to sue the Fox network for royalties related to The Simpsons Season 1 and 2. This destroyed the working relationship Tracy Ullman and James L. Brooks had fostered working together in the past, and would lead to awkwardness when the pair had to work together once again on the 1994 film I'll Do Anything, which infamously saw both James and Tracy have to step off set on multiple occasions to record their court testimonies. Tracy's legal team claimed that the Fox network had unfairly stripped The Simpsons shorts from The Tracy Ullman Show in order to capitalize on the more popular aspects of The Tracy Ullman Show. Despite Ullman's legal team making claims that Tracy was directly involved with The Simpsons bumpers, Matt Groening famously noted in one testimony that himself and James L. Brooks had tried on multiple occasions to get Ullman to voice characters in the bumpers, but she would always be far too busy. Additionally, James L. Brooks said in one testimony that all Tracy did was approve the shorts after post-production, with her having zero creative, artistic, or even thematic control over the shorts. Despite Ullman's legal team claiming that she was an integral part of The Simpsons production, they failed to offer any evidence besides the simple notion of them appearing under the Tracy Ullman Show umbrella. In October of 1992, a jury would side with the Fox network, officially ending Tracy Ullman's working relationship with the company. While Ullman didn't make any public statements about the civil case, her legal team delivered a message from Tracy claiming that she was disappointed in the jury and that she figured that the case was too complex for the jury to truly understand. Even with her falling out with the Fox network, Tracy Ullman would go on to work with HBO and Showtime on various TV projects, but the peak of her TV career was likely The Tracy Ullman Show. Ironically enough, Ullman would end up finding her true big break in the music industry, with the 1980s seeing multiple critical and commercial music successes under Ullman's brand. Despite reports of her animosity and hatred towards The Simpsons, to a point that urban legend claims that she kept an inflatable Homer punching bag in her home office to hit occasionally, Ullman would spend the next 3 decades claiming heavy responsibility for The Simpsons' success. In one 2016 interview, she took full responsibility for The Simpsons, claiming, quote, "I breastfed The Simpsons." In another interview back in the 90s, she said, quote, "I'm not jealous over the success of The Simpsons. Not at all. They used to appear for 30 seconds in the middle of my show. Maybe they'll let me appear for 30 seconds in the middle of their show." It was obvious from an outsider perspective that to some degree Ullman was bitter over what she saw as nothing more than a throwaway segment on her own TV show becoming the most popular show in America for almost a decade. Today in 2023, The Simpsons is no longer the shining star it once was, but after being on the air for 3 decades, no one can deny the impact The Simpsons have had on pop culture. While even now, all these years later, Tracy Ullman will dodge questions about her 1992 lawsuit and still claim that she was the mother goose that laid the Simpsons egg, most Americans, myself included, see the Tracy Ullman Show as nothing more than that show that had the Simpsons shorts. If anyone in the audience might be sympathetic towards Tracy Ullman, don't be mistaken. While it's natural to feel some frustration when a project you ignored turned out to be a huge hit, the mental gymnastics Ullman has to do to claim sole responsibility for The Simpsons is laughable at best and deranged at worst. Let me ask you this, my dear viewer. If the coffee shop J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter in decided to come out in 2023 claiming sole responsibility for creating the Harry Potter series, would you side with the coffee shop? Yeah, I didn't think so. While it can't be denied that Tracy Ullman is a talented stage actress and singer, her animosity towards The Simpsons and her former co-workers, James L. Brooks and Matt Groening, left a black mark on her legacy that she lives with to this day. While Tracy Ullman is a very talented entertainer, few can forgive her for her shallow attempts to hijack The Simpsons' success for her own ego. But what do you guys think? Am I not cutting Tracy enough slack, or do you agree that it's unfair for her to claim creative ownership of a property that she had almost nothing to do with? Leave a comment down below. I'm interested to hear your guys' opinion on this topic. And with that being said, if you've stuck around this long, why not hit that subscribe button? If you subscribe, you'll be helping out the channel personally, and you won't miss out on future video essays, reviews, and commentary on whatever topic of the week has piqued my interest. I hope you all have a great day, go watch some Simpsons, and stay cool.